Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ahlam. I am a mechanical engineer in Community College of Qatar. In this video, I will talk about alternator, which we know as dynamo charge in vehicle. Alternator. This device is essentially part of every combustion engine vehicle's electrical system. So, what does it do and how does it work? This is what we will covering in this video. What is an alternator? The alternator is a device that converts mechanical energy into AC electrical energy. The alternator is a generator whose purpose is to distribute electricity to the car and recharge the battery. All the vehicles have a standard internal combustion engine. How the alternator works? The shaft of the alternator is connected to the engine via a belt and pulley. When the engine is running, the shaft of the alternator is forced to rotate. This rotation generates electricity and an alternator look like this. The alternator produces a type of electricity known as AEC or alternating current. Alternator have positive and negative terminals. Positive terminus is called V post. It is connected to the battery using a cable, and the cable go inside the wire harness into the phase box and into the battery. A negative terminal is terminal housing, the negative wire going out from the battery, and it is bolted onto the car chassis. So, the entire cast chassis become a giant negative terminal, so different components in the car can share the body as a ground connections and wire go to the engine because the alternator is bolted onto the engine. The alternator housing become a ground for the alternator. In vehicle, the engine turns a drive belt to the rotating pulley attached to the alternator. But wait a minute, doesn't a vehicle require DC voltage? Indeed, it does, but we will get to that later. The alternator actually generates power for the vehicles. As the alternator rotates, it creates a DC voltage primarily to charge the vehicle's battery. The battery provides the huge current required to start the vehicle engine. Once the vehicle is running, the alternator is sensed by providing power to turn the vehicle electrical system. Alternator major components. Alternator have three major components, and they are rotor, stator, and rectifier. There are more components, and we will get to this as we'll process throughout our discussion. There are also some of other additional function to this, which will make you clear about its need. Here I will talk about the component of the alternator: the pulley, bearings, brackets, rotors, stators, rectifiers, regulator, and cover. Thank you, Ahlam. My name is Hamda and I will continue. This part is positive terminal. We use the wrench to open the screw. This is the alternator. Let's start to split the part of the alternator. Now I will use the wrench to open the screw 8 millimeters. After I remove the screw, I will lift the cover. Pulley. The pulley is referred to as a part which is found being connected to the rotate, shift, and the device belt system. Although the rotation which is obtained from the engine gets transferred by the device belt to the pulley, the rotation thus cases the charging process. Alternators are the ones which are found connecting some function tied component in them. Inside any electrical device, you will simply be able to find diode rectifier or rectifier bridge, voltage regulator, slip ring, and brushers. One can also find the rotor field winding, finger pulleys, field winding, stator, and more and more. I will use wrench to open the screw and open the pulley. Now I will use chisel with hammer to open. Bearings. Of the end of the device we have bearings is referred to as a mechanical device which help in order to support the rotation of the rotor shaft. Rotator. The rotator is referred to as a part which is found spinning inside the alternator and is also responsible for rotation the pulley which divides the belt system along. It is held in action as a spinning electromagnetic. At the heart of the rotor is an electromagnetic, often referred of the field wind. So, an electromagnet consists of the length of conducting wires warping around of a piece of magnitude metals. A rotor also has a series of alternator north and south fingers, pulley piece placed around the field winders that warp around the iron core in the rotor shaft. Now when I remove the screw, I will use wrench. It's too much difficult to open. I will try it. It's hard. I will remove all the screw. Now I try to open the screw to take out the regulator. The voltage regulator is referred to a part which is found controlling the amount of the power supply which is found along of the alternator to the battery. The charging process is also controlled as it is specifically designed with the numerous function which depending on the type of work depending on their application too. The rectifier is referred to as a mechanical instrument which is mostly used in order to convert the alternating current DC which is reduced to direct current DC during the process of charging. There is many types of alternator depending on their use, design, output power, and calling alternator
can be categorized in many ways. There is a car alternator, such as Chevrolet and Lexus, also Ford. There is a marine alternator, brushless alternators, and diesel electric alternator. There is alternator for radio frequency. Finally, we described all of the alternator parts. So let's see how all parts of the alternator work together. The ignition switch allows the battery to supply power to the rotor. The rotor spins faster as the engine speed increases. The stator voltage rise. The rectifier output battery charge voltage rise. The voltage regulator sense the battery voltage rise. The voltage regulator reduce electromagnetic simulation voltage and the stator voltage drop. Thank you for watching and listening. I hope you like the video.